water. So I'm a bit late with water. I did get another bonus raise earlier. Now the decks I'm using is the Faery Tarot decks by Doreen and Radleigh Valentine, and The Work Your Light by Oracle Cards by Rebecca Campbell, and the Enchanted map by Colette-Baron-Reid. Earth wanted to talk. Water does not want to. This is why I always pre-shuffle, because you don't have to wait around for me. That fell out. Okay, there we go. So some of you may be a business entrepreneur, do your own business from home, you may even do your own YouTube channel. It says that you work from home. You like your time alone. You are self-employed, you're a hard worker, and you don't necessarily want to have people underneath you or above you. You just want to do your own thing and make your own money from home. You may have started out this business very early or very late in life. You may have wanted it just to be a hobby, but it's grown into some sort of huge following on the YouTube channel. Because I do notice the comments on some of the readers, and you can tell when you haven't been on there for a while, your fans start to miss you. They look for your videos because like you're their happy place. They might be going through something really sad and depressing, especially through COVID. I used to watch this one channel because it used to lift my thoughts, lift my mood, because I was just so down because I couldn't leave the house. And I think a lot of people turned to online YouTube channels because they just didn't know what was going to happen next, and they had no hope. Some of you may suffer with nightmares. Yeah, see those birds down the bottom? That's the piece that they can have. She's up at night looking at the moon. Maybe you're a night owl. You don't sleep very well. You may have issues with sleep. You may have insomnia. I know I do. I think most readers have insomnia because they are seeing all these things that are going on at night time when you're asleep. You may be dreaming about someone that you want to meet. Oh, that keeps coming out. All right. In the past, you may have been in a relationship that was very good. You were good with each other. Just two cups, like the meeting of someone who's the same as you. You may have had some issues and trying to sort through them. Maybe you had a separation because of COVID. You might have been separated by distance, time, space, continuum, or through death. Because a lot of people lost loved ones during COVID. A lot of people died. And it may have been very hard because you had to then rely on yourself. So the strength card is the Leo card. You may have been with a Leo. Someone who's, strong, graceful, inner strength. You might have done weightlifting in your past. You might have been with lifting weights. The power of kindness and forgiveness and time to embrace how wonderful you are. Yeah, it says that you had to go through a lot when you were younger. I don't know, maybe you had someone died in the family that was close to you. That would cause you to have to grow up very quickly. Or like I said, you may have lost some people during the pandemic. It's saying you want to move. I keep picking this up. I keep getting this card for myself as well. I did a reading this morning and picked up movement. You may want to move into a house with someone, a shared house. You may be you're living on your own at the moment and you're finding it very depressing that you don't have the interaction that you would if you lived in a shared house. It could be quite big, like a big house that you're going to go share with other people. You might have wanted to be on your own for a little while and then decided that it wasn't for you and that you now would like some company. Oh, it can get lonely. You've got something that no one else has got. Okay, so it's an ability. Let's say it's a gift that you have. You possess this inner knowledge, insight to things and places and people that most people don't always pick up on. You're a quick study, is what I get. You like to study people, observe them, and see how they are, if their actions match their words. You would like to create a happy family. Some of you may want a family. You may want to have that happily ever after with someone. The Ten of Cups is the happily ever after with the two children and the wife and the husband there. Maybe not now, but in your future. Maybe that's what you desire, to have a solid family base to operate from, because you've got the Four of Wands, which is being in a solid place. You may have many options, though, to choose from to settle down with one person, or you may have several options that you're procrastinating about. So your power comes from making a decision. You can't have 7 different things going on at once because you'll just exhaust yourself. I know I've been juggling study and online study as well as this and everything else, and it becomes a little bit too much. You can get burnt out very easily. So it's telling you not to grab fairy dust. It'll dissolve into fairy dust if you're not careful. You keep trying to grab at everything, you know, you keep trying to do working or studying and doing more study online and then going to do volunteer work. And it's great to be busy, but you need to have a little bit of downtime too where you just do nothing. And that's really hard for someone like me. I'm very ADHD. 5 of autumn. Says to reach out to others for assistance, poor timing for a career change, feeling challenged by money issues. So you may have a bit of money problems at the moment if you do work for yourself. Maybe you're looking at, should I get another job and use the side hustle, your own online business, as just a hobby and make it the only thing you do once you get enough money behind you to do it just for yourself. You know, you may have to do a side hustle, working somewhere plus doing this on, you know, on the side till it starts making money. You still start getting people to pay for your services. I know I don't know how to use PayPal. I have to get someone to show me tomorrow how to set up a PayPal account or how to put money into a PayPal account, because it's different in different countries. I know the dollar's different if you're in a different country. So that's what it's saying here. It says here you've got some big shake up. Yeah, there's definitely a move coming. It's going to be quick too. You're going to just take it and your stuff and go. But if it's forced upon you because of the current climate and conditions where rental properties are really hard to find at the moment in Australia, or if you're in another country, it's just you're going to have to move. You may have to move in with someone who is in a church environment. You may have you may be part of a church group that takes you in and puts you up for like renting a property through the church. Maybe that's something that you do. I know where I live, I think it's run by a church group, pretty sure it is. But yeah, they are very nice people. They're the reason I got a place when I was homeless. They gave me this place. I'm very, very grateful for it. And I pay my rent on time and I look after the place. I'm always cleaning it because I'm just grateful to have a house to live in. So that's what it's saying. You've had to reach out to the church to get some help with moving. And if you go to move again, you're going to probably reach out to them again to find something a little bit bigger, or if you're going to move in with someone else, you might decide to move in with someone to share an apartment with because you want the company. And then you can afford to do work from home and not have to go on a side hustle if the rent's too high. Now this is the wild wisdom of the oracle. I just felt drawn to it. I'm going to cut it in 2. Oh, we have scared to fly. Yeah. You're a bit scared whether to go yet because you like your space, you like your alone time. I think that's the only thing stopping you from moving in with someone else, is that you treasure your alone time. You need it to unwind. Sometimes too much activity can upset the intuition, I find. If I can't relax and I can't sleep, sound sleep because there's so much noise going on around me. With the people that used to live here, they've moved out since. They used to be very noisy, up at different times of the night, and it would wake me up and get me out of my sleep pattern, and then I would not find it hard to get back to sleep and stay into a sound sleep, and then I couldn't get my impressions. It was stopping me from intuiting what was going to happen next. So that was very, unsettling. So we've got 18. Because being a psychic medium, I want to know what's coming at me, or for me, or for my kids, so I can warn them. The right moment, sensing out the right timing. It is time to sense the atmosphere and wait for the right moment. It is not time to go when you are told by another, but when you know you are ready. It may look like hanging on to or fear to others, but in fact, you need just a little bit more to support you, and then you can fly high. It is truly about sinking into a lunar cycle and finding the right time for this adventure to take flight. When planning this step, be sure to do it at the right time, when the moon, the energies, and nature herself supports forward movement. We'll learn more about the natural festivals and the lunar cycle. So if you're going to go travel, or if you're going to move on a lunar cycle. The beginning would be better. Not on a waxing moon. Sorry, a waning moon. You want a waxing moon. That's the luckiest time to get jobs and to move into different areas. It says do not rush the process. Know that good things do take time, and they slowly can indeed be a worthy way to work. Rushing in creates dilemmas. So sense out of what is right for you and get ready to fly higher than ever before. The check the water, the temperature, check the wind patterns, check the weather patterns before you go out on a limb. Solace to, I always ask my kids to look out for the weather forecast before they drive anywhere. Because there's only, one's just got his license and he hasn't been at it for very long. Time to plant a tree, feeling disconnected from nature. Time to garden, have plants and flowers around your home. Understand more about growth, put down deep roots, take time out to contemplate in a wild setting. Understand you're a part of nature and the earth and starting to see and connect more with the natural world and with nature. Conserve the world's old growth forests, connection to the Celtic worship of trees and nature, and understanding that by doing so you can connect with magic and the fairies more and more easily. If you dwell in a city, take time for a park visit. Yeah, go for walks and retreat into solitude, solitude and solace. Connecting with bush and flower essences may be helpful at this time. So it's when I sometimes daydream and I go off in a tangent because something's set me off. Someone smoked something in the building, whatever it is. The thing I do to try and ground myself is to smell something, touch something, hear something, to try and get in touch with who I'm breathing. Breathing helps to slow it down a bit too. If you haven't eaten food and you go for a walk, that's when I daydream. Not enough fluid, not enough food. Grab something, smell something, use the 5 senses to bring you back into your body so you're not out there, because I tend to go off when I haven't eaten enough. Okay, so there's that. And the Enchanted map. So this is for any new people that have come into their gift. You know, I came into it when I was 13. It was pretty full on. I had a vision about my grandmother who passed away. She's my guardian angel. She said to me, have faith. Have faith in your abilities. She died of cancer, of leukemia. And I saw her and she had what do you call it? What I was given from her was a scarf when all her hair fell out. She put it around her head to cover it, and that's how she came to me and said to me to have faith. At this stage, I was not eating. I was had a problem with eating disorder because I wasn't happy where I was living. I didn't like the environment I was living in. And she came to me in a dream, and that's what actually turned me all around. So it's funny how the dead can come through on certain times, usually around their birthday, when they died or when they were born. Coming to life, ride the wave. Oh, that's a good thing. That means you're on a hit show, like whatever you're doing right now, keep doing it, keep surfing that wave. You're on the big crest of the wave. You're at the top of your pile. The same. You've just got to run with it. Just run with it, because it's going to be a very big climb up, and you're just going to be surprised at how quick you take off. Right now, success is easy and effortless, and you can be assured that you're entering a time when you can ride the wave of abundance. The tide has turned, and you can put your surfing skills to the test. Everything you know, all your talents, coupled with your hopes and dreams, will carry you forward. People and circumstances have come out of the ocean of potential possibility to take shape in a wave of spectacular activity. Know that you're definitely on the right path. 29. So keep going at saying don't give up, and things can be tough financially, but you'll get through it if you just decide to reach out for support, whether it's through your local church, where they sometimes give discounted food items. They do that in Australia. They have people that are on benefits or pensions or on the dole. They have these places where you can get food, free bread, free veggies. I think it's on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and cheaper grocery items. A meal for $2. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed skins and identities. It says and created new ones, or at least are very matured into your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and the Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form of the manifestation of this dream in your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now's the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine, and all you have to do is show up. So your perfect timing is now. Keep running with whatever you're doing. Run with the flow. It's the right time for you to take off, for you to go off in the stratosphere if you're trying to make it big online. This is the Rebecca Campbell's one, which is Work Your Light, the Oracle cards. Nice deck. It's like decoupage. Just shuffle. unbound. Oh, that's good. It's being free from something. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. No. It's saying wait, postpone, pause, and say no to whatever it is that you're looking at doing. Put it off for a bit. So if you're looking at traveling, it's saying don't do it right now. If you're looking at moving, it's saying not now. You have to wait to get the clearance to fly, is what it's saying here. So don't go on that flight because it's not the right timing. Unbound. I haven't had this card very often. 108. The restrictions have not lifted yet. I know you're trying to bust the restrictions. Say you're in a prison right now, just for instance, and they're giving you a 6-month window that you have to stay in this bound state. It says releasing old patterns, contracts, and past lives. It's time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. You are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns, and right now, take a look at patterns in your life that you are ready to release. Ancient vows and contracts that were made that have an expiration date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. You could have been in a religious order. You may have been part of a church group. Your family may have had long history in church. Like my father's father was a minister at the Tabernacle, so we've got a heritage of poverty and chastity and silence and a vow of silence. There you go. It is time to unwind from them. This is your life in which you are free. You're free yourself from trauma or lives past. What old ways of being have an expiry date? When you name them, you claim them, and they stop holding power over you. When acknowledging these old patterns, it is important to acknowledge how they have served you up until now. For example, a soul pattern or playing small caused by a soul fear of being seen or sharing your voice would have served you by keeping you safe. In order to grow, you now need to soften by receiving and calling in support. It's time to unbind from the old ways of being that are no longer sustainable. And no is pretty clear. It's saying no to whatever's been tried to be forced upon you. You won't be forced into doing anything you don't want to do. Not an Aquarian. We're the ones that you don't mess with. That's why you've got the Tower, because it's an Aquarian. If you're dealing with an Aquarian, they're going to say no to whatever you're trying to entertain them with or try to push them to do. They're not going to do it unless they're ready. No is 26. All right, wait, postpone, pause, and say no. If you're being called to either pause or say no, saying yes to something isn't in alignment with you will drain your energy and your time. Hold out for a congruent, aligned 100% yes. Often when we're looking for guidance to make a decision, it can be frustrating not to move into a clear and considered action, so you force the situation. However, timing is everything, and not receiving clear guidance is actually guidance in itself. We all go through times known as waiting periods. These times are crucial for our body to regenerate, the new path to formulate, and the universe to begin creating things on your behalf. You don't need to be plowing forward all the time and move forward, but the posting congruent yes when the time is right will put you ahead leaps and bounds. Don't force things now. Just because it seems like the only option, take a breather and wait. The waiting is actually very productive. When it's time for a movement comes, you'll be ready to dive in. Use this time to regenerate and ponder what you truly want. Consider the options. If the options are not clear, don't fear, because this time is a gift. Use it to tend to your garden and take a rest. Take a moment from your busy life to clear the decks and prepare for the time in the future. For come spring, clarity will bloom and you will have reserves, space and drive to say yes and act more quickly. So it's not coming till September if you're in the northern hemisphere. It's now. It's saying spring is now, I think, over there. Yeah. Whereas here it's winter. So if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's not till September. And that's all I have for you today for